What's he doing? I'm just playing. Shalom. Okay, so I was supposed to make this video a while ago. Well, earlier, yesterday. So I was on my way to one of the churches that Abba has me affiliating with currently. And I heard Ruach HaKodesh speak something to me. So I have been asking him for quite some time now why it seemed like when I first gave my life to Mashiach and I went through that process of deliverance, everything was just so, he told me to do something, I did it, it was gone. Like, stop smoking cigarettes, bam, stop smoking cigarettes. Stop drinking, bam, stop drinking. It did take me a little bit longer on the whole sex thing, but I mean, at the end of the day, it just seemed like it was just easier to do what he told me to do. And even through all the fasting that I did and, all the trials and tribulations that I went through, because I went through a lot of trials and tribulations the first go around, it just seemed like my heart was more pure. Like my love for people was more pure. My love for God was more pure. There was an innocence about me that even when I reflect back on those times, I can see it versus now. Now, it seemed like that innocence was lost. That purity just wasn't there. Like I'm still being obedient, still seeking Him, still fellowshipping with Him, and all the other stuff. But it was like that missing ingredients. You know, it was like the salt on my deliverance. Like my deliverance had no seasoning. So I had been asking and asking and asking and asking, and finally I heard Ruach HaKodesh tell me. He said, "This go around, I wasn't just taking out the things that you had invited in through your own actions, but I also had to pull out the things that had polluted your heart, your spirit, and your mind from the soul tie that you created." So, because he had started, especially recently, the past going on 3 weeks now, he had been showing me exactly what's in my heart. And I'm like, Jesus, I don't remember seeing this. Like, it's certain things that this go around when I went through it the first time when I first converted. It was like it's certain. For instance, I had somebody that caused me physical harm the first go around, and believe it or not, I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry at that person. It wasn't hard for me to love on that person, forgive that person, none of that stuff. And even so much as I saw that I saw my old self in that person, so I even had empathy for that person. And to this day, me and this person are really close friends. I ain't had that problem again, but good friends. This time, this time it's so much ugliness that I'm seeing, and it's similar trials and tribulations, and I'm like, what is this? He had to remind me that is what you allowed into your spirit when you fornicated with that person and had that child out of wedlock. That is what you let into your spirit. And basically, what I have been seeing is what I am calling spiritual vomit. My spirit is vomiting out that wickedness that I let in through that sexual, that physical, that fornication connection with a worldly man. See, it wasn't enough that it was, fornication, soul tie. It was also with someone who's not submitted to the Most High. And suddenly everything was just like, now that makes sense. That makes a whole heck of some sense. Do me a favor. If you're struggling with sexual sin, I want you to watch this video as many times as you need to. What I've been seeing coming up out of me, it's uncharacteristic even for when I was in the world. Even when I was in the world, I was a caring and compassionate person. I was just a thought and an addict and a bum. But I was still caring and compassionate. I've been seeing some bitterness. Like I'm talking about, I have never seen this in myself before. Because it's not me. It's not mine. It don't belong to me. And then I let it in, so it became mine, but it didn't originate with me. This is Abba Yah purging me of that soul tie. And I know soul tie per se is not in the Bible, but the concept is still the same. The two shall become one flesh. So our souls are now tied. That's where people get that term soul tie from. But you know why I'm happy about this, even though it's some ugly stuff coming up out of me? I'm happy because that means he's preparing me for my true soul type, my soul mate, the one I was created for. Now I'm not sitting and waiting on him and all the other stuff. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to in the meantime, but it's like a little glimpse of, I got to cleanse you. See, he's got to pull this out of me, because if I had gotten with my husband, my future husband, with all this ugliness that I see coming up out of me, I would probably be divorced 3 months into the marriage. Because my godly husband, well, no, I take that back. If he's truly godly, he wouldn't divorce me, but he wouldn't be happy. Let's just put it that way. He might be looking at God like, what the heck did you give me? Oh, hey y'all. You notice I don't have my my favorite shirt on. I had to go to work today, so anyway. That's it. I just wanted to give a quick praise, a quick video about how I see him preparing me. Because, see, we think we saved, now we finna get everything that Abba Yah has for us, and that's not how it works. He processes us. He wants to make sure that when he releases us, especially when it comes to something as serious as marriage, he wants to make sure that we sustain what he gives. He doesn't want to just throw it at us and then we fail at it, because here's the thing. It is not his will for us to be tempted away from him, nor is it his will to destroy us. So if he gives us what he has for us without preparing us for it, it will destroy us. That's not his will. Let him process you. He gave me some revelations. He revealed some things, revelations about some things that he would be doing in my life. He gave them to me last year. Some of them things haven't manifested or come into fruition. But I'm okay with that, because he's processing me and preparing me for those things. And part of that is what I'm seeing right now. Taking all this filth and this gook and this darkness. Because if I told you some of the stuff coming about me, I am going to tell you, man, I've been so bitter and angry and hateful, like just cussing. And I'm not saying I'm saying this because I'm being transparent. Like, I'm going through something right now. And like I said, I'm not used to seeing this from myself. This is it. I didn't recognize it. So it was starting to cause me to be disheartened. And Ruach HaKodesh, I'm glad that he decided to give me that revelation because it now makes sense. I'm not seeing me come out of me. I'm seeing him. Well, him meaning my son's father. I'm seeing him come out of me. Or the traces of whatever it is that he allowed into his spirit. I'm seeing that. Well, not just him, whoever else he was with. This is why it's important when you get out of a relationship, you take time and you just focus on you and God. Not just you and God, you and Yahuwah. I'm okay with waiting for that marriage. I see myself more and more getting back to the woman that I was prior to the soul tie. He's processing. True intimacy is coupled with revelation. See, when you're honest with Abba, he gonna turn around and he gonna bless you with some wisdom. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, let me get off this thing because it's early in the morning. You know when I need to take my butt to sleep? All right, y'all. Love you. Shalom.